Hello, viewers, and welcome to another episode of the GI Huddle. Tim Pool here, editor of Gambling Insider, and I'm with Gustaf Hagman, CEO of LeoVegas, and a returning guest. Gustaf, how are you?
Good, thanks. And thank you for having me back. It's always nice.
Yeah, we're excited to have you back, especially because this is a great segue straight into our first question. Since the last time you were here, so much has happened for LeoVegas. So, in short, could you walk us through the last sort of couple of years and all the exciting developments that have gone on for you guys?
Yeah, indeed. A lot has happened since last time we spoke. LeoVegas turned 10 years, and that was a huge milestone for us in the company, and also, the founders, myself and Robin. And we launched new brands, new markets, made a lot of new innovations for the industry with our products, etc. Opened up two new tech hubs, one in Poland and one in Spain. And we brought some new leaders into the management team. So that's some part of it. Another big thing, actually, is that we're not longer a listed company, but we're part of MGM Resorts and part of that family, the MGM family. And that's one of the world's largest entertainment companies. So all in all, it feels great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, naturally, I suppose you couldn't reflect on that period of time without mentioning the acquisition. But I guess it's an impressive list of things you mentioned even before getting to the acquisition. But if we're to talk MGM, how have things changed? If at all, for you guys, for yourself running the company, but also for the wider organization.
Well, so of course, a lot has changed, but in some senses, nothing has changed. Actually, we still have the same promise to our customers to create the world's greatest iGaming experience. And we still believe that we will become and offer one of the greatest brands out there with LeoVegas, and now also with BetMGM International, of course. But we have a really strong backing now with MGM Resorts, and that makes us stronger. We can move quicker, think a bit bigger, and grow even faster than we did before. Mm-hmm. So all in all, we also invest a lot in our teams, our platform, and there's some exciting things coming up as well. And I think, 1 + 1 in this case actually makes 3. It's two lions coming together, and that's really a powerful force.
Yeah, absolutely. The lion branding is a nice kind of alignment as well, as you mentioned, and certainly, your promise to customers, the Global Gaming Awards. The victories you've had kind of in the casino category, I think, a good verification of that kind of promise.
I think it was the 5th time we achieved online casino of the year. So that's a good start, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of industry votes. So the industry saying that's you guys. So yeah, that's kind of that verification. In terms of long-term goals, what are you looking to achieve? Is there a grand plan in the long term and certain things you'd like to achieve? And how were they perhaps accelerated or changed by MGM becoming involved?
So, well, as I said, it's with MGM, we can think bigger and larger and move faster, actually. So that would be the main thing, I would say. We still sort of will offer the world's greatest iGaming experience, of course, and put a lot of efforts into our product development and our essentially innovation within the company as well. But we'll get some extra jet fuel together with MGM, and that's kind of extremely exciting, I would say.
Mm-hmm. And I think that links quite well to the next topic I want to ask about. Kind of so push gaming. And so unless I'm mistaken, it's an acquisition by LeoVegas, but obviously with MGM as the parent of LeoVegas. How does that acquisition fit into the wider jigsaw?
Well, so Push Gaming, we've been looking for a game content studio to acquire, and actually this is a few years back we started to look a little bit, and then we continue to grow as an operator, and then with MGM on board, and those thoughts, larger part of the food chain. We sort of woke up those ideas again to start looking at game studios. And I'm so extremely impressed with what James and Winston, the founders of Push, have been able to do the last couple of years. It's extremely talented guys, and their teams are extremely talented. And they are industry leaders and very innovative when it comes to game creations. So I think all in all, the investments makes a lot of sense for us. Enable us to build our own games, but also be able to distribute games, continue with the business-to-business model that Push actually has today, and so on. But also with some IP that we have within MGM that will be very interesting for the future to see what maybe we can build some games out of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Push will be continue to be run independently, just like LeoVegas is today. So, well, I really look forward to seeing it grow.
Absolutely. I remember a couple of years ago when LeoVegas started to look more into kind of, as you say, kind of making your own content type thing, and this kind of Push gaming fits into that. Having, I guess, had maybe a couple of years experience in that, have you seen the kind of benefits and advantages that you I guess would have imagined in sort of going it, not going it alone, but having independent content rather than necessarily third party?
Well, we believe that with independent content, we can sort of, well, we had those LeoVegas games before, as you say, and we built games before with independent studios, smaller studios. And this time we're going to do it sort of in the family more. I think it's important for us, and I think it's important to have a 360 when it comes to the branding, so you can sort of in the acquisition, when you're advertising your own brands, your own games, and I think that's kind of natural. And you can see some other operators that went down that path, and how they actually are having more and more revenues coming from their own content. Mm-hmm. I believe that's part of the future. Then, of course, you need to have some other content as well, but it's a learning curve in all of that.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. And your most recent news, the BetMGM launch in the UK, and that was quite I'm not sure the word is yardstick, but it's certainly a great compliment to everything you've kind of looked to achieve. Can you talk us through the circumstances behind the launch and the process, the planning that went into it?
Well, we really believe it's really fantastic, and it's really an amazing opportunity to take BetMGM international and bringing up that brand in the UK market, and combining our technology, LeoVegas technology and know-how with MGM then heritage and IP rights. It's what we believe is a recipe for success, and also an important iGaming market such as the UK market. And also, I would like to say that this is just the first step in the wider international expansion. Mm-hmm. So it's extremely exciting times, and we are really. It's a lot of people that have been involved in creating the international part of BetMGM. Mm-hmm. I can tell you.
Yeah, so I imagine from what you're saying, we could be seeing sort of new regions, new markets, and I'm sure we'll hear about those in due course. But looking at the UK specifically, it's a big market, so it's an achievement to sort of launch in that market in the first place. But obviously, it's a tough market. Realistically, how much kind of market share can BetMGM take? And I don't know if you have any specific targets in mind, because it is tough to be specific in that area. But yeah, what kind of market share are you hoping for or looking at?
Well, we believe that the brand itself can make a big impact in the UK market, of course. I can actually say that we haven't seen much happening in the UK market for the last 20 years, but believe and we are convinced that with BetMGM and our then again award-winning technology at LeoVegas, we can truly make a difference in the market, and also that the customers will appreciate it. So it's well, if you and I talk again in about a year or two, then we can follow up on this success.
Yeah, it would be interesting to compare that exactly how it's gone, and yeah, like you say, I take your point certainly that there's established brands within the UK, and as you say that there perhaps hasn't been that much change in that time. Yeah, so I suppose the word you're looking for, I could be looking for to describe it, is you're looking to disrupt it, and which is something certainly LeoVegas has done in other markets.
Exactly, and we put a lot of effort behind this, and as we said to our teams out here, those first 10 years, that's only been training. And guys, this is what you've been trained for do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a good way of looking at it. Obviously, so LeoVegas is, looking to expand BetMGM internationally. But I suppose a question almost flipping on its head: does LeoVegas itself have any plans or ambitions in the future to maybe grow in the US? So maybe use MGM's resources to sort of go the other way.
Well, as Bill, our CEO for MGM, he was very clear that we are part of the international digital strategy for MGM. Mm-hmm. Well, international growth that's what we are looking and focusing on. Mm-hmm. And well, we are making sure to grow our distribution across all our markets and even grow in new markets, but international ones.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so international remains the priority and the key word. Fair enough. I think a final area I wanted to talk to you about is obviously keeping LeoVegas in mind, because how can you not? You're central to your organization. But when we spoke for the CEO special a couple of years ago, you talked us through the many kind of entrepreneurial projects you worked on, and I think it's fair to describe you as a serial entrepreneur. But this LeoVegas, what you've achieved, and I guess the scale you're now operating at with MGM. How does it compare to kind of previous projects you've had? And are there any maybe potential project in the future? That might be a little bit crystal ball type, but I think maybe we focus on the first part of the question. How does it compare to, other projects you've had in the past?
Well, I mean, of course, this is by far my largest venture ever. I mean, what I've been doing prior to LeoVegas has just been sort of, training for LeoVegas more or less again. And I think now being part of the MGM, it's extremely exciting. And we still keep a very clear entrepreneurial spirit and mindset because, well, we are run independently. So that also sort of creates, well, what do you call it? It's more stable and it feels really great. And we're growing on new markets, we're innovating on products and also M&A, which is really something new for us, at least that scale of M&A that we're looking at. So that's really interesting. So yeah, I'm extremely committed and looking forward to this new chapter for LeoVegas.
Mm-hmm. I think one final thing I'll just add to that generally is future goals. You've kind of mentioned some already, but for a final word to perhaps end on, what are you maybe looking at prioritizing at the close of the year and moving into 2024?
That's a good question. But of course, the rollout of BetMGM, and then of course a few new markets that we're looking at with LeoVegas. So well, it's really exciting what's happening now. The fall is going to be very exciting, and also of course next year, very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and plenty to keep you busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gustaf, thanks very much for your time. Enjoyed speaking with you, and yeah, I'm sure we'll catch up again soon, and I'm sure we'll hear a lot more from LeoVegas and BetMGM in the coming months.
We will. Thank you, Tim. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.